In the heart of Africa, where the sun kissed the land with a golden hue and the rivers sang songs of ancient times, there was a village called Akuro. Akuro was a prosperous village, blessed with fertile lands, bountiful harvests, and a harmonious community. The villagers lived in peace under the wise leadership of King Obodil and the spiritual guidance of Chief Priest Ogana. Among the villagers was a young boy named Ori. Ori was known for his bright smile, kind heart, and the way he brought joy to everyone he met. He was an orphan, his mother having died during childbirth, and his father succumbing to illness when Ori was just a baby. He was raised by his father's second wife, Nena, who was not as kind-hearted as she appeared to the outside world. Ori's presence reminded Nena of her own childlessness, and she harbored a deep jealousy for the boy, envying the love and attention he received from the villagers. One day, as the harvest festival approached, the village experienced an unusual drought. The rivers that never ran dry began to recede, and the fields that once yielded bountiful crops now lay barren. The villagers, worried and anxious, turned to Chief Priest Ogana for guidance. Ogana, who was usually in tune with the spirit of the land, found himself at a loss. Seizing the opportunity, Nena approached Chief Priest Ogana with a cunning plan. She whispered lies and deceit into his ears, convincing him that Ori's presence in the village was a curse. She claimed the oracle had spoken to her in a dream, demanding Ori's blood for the cleansing of the land. Ogana, blind to Nena's malevolence and eager to maintain his position as the village's spiritual leader, decided to act on her words without consulting the oracle. The next morning, Ogana addressed the villagers in the sacred grove. His voice was grave as he announced that the oracle had decreed a sacrifice was necessary to cleanse the land and ensure continued prosperity. The villagers, trusting their chief priest, were filled with sorrow but accepted the decree. Ori, unaware of the conspiracy against him, was chosen as the sacrificial lamb. Ori was taken to the sacred grove, a place where the villagers believed the spirits of their ancestors resided. The villagers gathered around the altar, their faces etched with grief and resignation. Ori, though frightened, stood with a calmness that belied his years, as though he sensed a higher purpose. The ritual commenced, and Ori's life was taken. The villagers mourned deeply, believing they had fulfilled the oracle's demand. However, the peace and prosperity that Akuro had known began to unravel. A few months after Ori's death, a mysterious plague swept through the village. Crops withered, rivers dried up, and a deadly sickness took hold of the people. The once harmonious village was now a place of despair and death. The villagers cried out to the gods, questioning why they were being punished despite their obedience. King Obodil, seeing his people suffer, summoned Chief Priest Ogana and demanded answers. Under the weight of the king's stern gaze and the mounting guilt in his heart, Ogana finally broke. He confessed everything, the lies whispered by Nena, his own deception, and the wrongful sacrifice of Ori. The revelation struck the king and the villagers like a thunderbolt. Filled with rage and sorrow, King Obodil ordered Nena to be brought before him. She was brought to the palace in chains, her once haughty demeanor now replaced with fear and regret. The king decreed that Nena would be banished from the village, left to wander the wilderness alone, a fate considered worse than death. Ogana, stripped of his title and status, was tasked with a pilgrimage to seek forgiveness from the gods and atone for his sins. In the wake of these revelations, King Obodil led his people in a ceremony of atonement. They prayed to the gods for mercy and forgiveness, offering sincere repentance for the wrongful sacrifice of the innocent boy. Slowly, the plague lifted, and life began to return to Akuro. The rivers flowed once more, the land grew green, and the villagers' health improved. Ori was remembered not as a scapegoat but as a symbol of innocence and purity. A shrine was built in his honor, and his story was passed down through generations as a reminder of the dangers of deceit and the power of truth and redemption. Akuro became a village not just of prosperity, but of wisdom and justice, forever changed by the tale of Ori. Years passed, and the village of Akuro flourished even more than before. The fields were fertile, and the harvests were bountiful. The villagers lived in harmony,